dusk are calling, soft against the evening shore. Your hand resting close in mine feels like home forevermore. Salted breeze and drifting lanterns paint the sky in amber blue. Every whisper of the tide carries me a little closer to you. Golden waves at dusk we sway, where the fading sunlight gleams. Every heartbeat finds a rhythm in the ocean of our dreams. Golden waves at dusk, so near, wrapped in twilight's tender glow. In your eyes the stars awaken with a love only moonlight knows. Sailing shadows cross the water, softly dancing with the breeze. In the hush of distant horizons, you are all I ever need. Let the night unfold around us, let the sky dissolve in gold. In the silence of this moment, there are stories never told. Golden waves at dusk remain, even when the daylight fades. Every kiss becomes a memory, lingering in twilight shades. Golden waves at dusk, my love, though the stars begin to rise, I will find you in the echoes of the sea and summer skies. In the harbor town of Marseille, where the gulls call through the dawn, Elise walked down the broken pier each morning since he'd gone, with a lantern in her left hand and a letter in her coat. She would watch the distant waters for the shape of his old boat.
His name was Julian, sailor captain, with a laugh like summer rain. He had promised when the war was over he would come back home again.
On the night he sailed for duty, beneath the lighthouse pale and bright, he kissed her hand and softly whispered, "Wait for me by this same light."
The lighthouse in Marseille
kept shining through the years, through every storm and sleepless midnight, through every tide of tears.
The lighthouse in Marseille held their promise in its flame, and every beam across the water still called her by his name.
10 long winters crossed the harbor, ships returned but never his. Yet Elise stayed in the village, living on remembered bliss. She became the keeper's helper, tending lamps against the sea, believing every passing shadow might become his destiny.
Then one evening in November, as the sky turned iron gray, a battered ship limped toward the harbor through the rain and shattered spray.
From its deck a man came stumbling with a cane and weathered face. But when he called her name in silence, time itself stood still in place. In Marseille burned brighter than before, as Julian held her in his arms upon the rain-soaked shore. The lighthouse in Marseille had kept their hearts alive, and the flame that once had guided ships brought lost love home that night. Now each dusk they light the lantern as the waves kiss stone and rail, and lovers still tell stories of the lighthouse in Marseille. Velvet city moon is rising over streets of silver rain. Your reflection in the window moves like music through my veins. Taxi lights and distant laughter fade into a midnight haze. In the glow of neon shadows, you and I get lost in waves. Velvet city moon, stay near, hold me in your quiet light. Every heartbeat writes a story on the skyline of the night. Velvet city moon, so slow, dancing where the dreamers lie. In your arms the world is fading, like a star across the sky. Coffee steam on crowded tables, soft jazz drifting through the air. Every glance you leave upon me feels like poetry lay bare. If the dawn should steal the darkness, if the rain should wash away, let this all remain unbroken. Let our shadows choose to stay. Velvet city moon still shines through the fading amber glow. Every kiss becomes an echo in the streets we used to know. Velvet city moon, my love, though the night begins to fade, I will find you in the silence where our secret song was made. Neon ring upon the avenue, shimmering in shades of blue. Your laughter glows through city light, turning midnight into June. Taxi shadows drift on by, soft reflections in your hair. Every corner that we cross feels like magic in the air. Neon rain serenade, dancing on the boulevard. Every drop becomes a spark, beating softly step beside you feels like a dream that never dies.
Street cafe and vinyl songs spinning through the smoky glow. In the rhythm of your smile, there's a place I want to go.
Let the moon hang low tonight, let the city fade away. In the music of your touch, I could lose myself and stay. Neon rain, serenade, carry us till morning light. Every kiss becomes a tune, floating through the velvet night. Neon rain, serenade, soft as stars above the sea. Every note of this sweet song brings you closer unto me. On a winter morning in Vienna, snow was falling thin and white. Clara stood on platform 9 alone, holding roses wrapped up tight. In her coat, a train ticket folded, dated 20 years before, to the day she watched him leaving for a distant foreign shore.
He was Daniel, station violinist, playing waltzes every night. She would linger after closing just to hear his last moonlight.
Then he won a grand audition with an orchestra in France, and he swore, when spring has found me, I'll return for one more dance. The violin on platform 9 still echoes through the cold. Every note became a promise that the years could never hold. The violin on platform 9 played the song they used to know, and in every trembling heartbeat, she still heard him in the snow. Spring had come, but war had followed. Letters stopped and borders closed. Months turned into silent winters. Dreams were locked in Jaleza doors. Clara stayed beside the station, selling flowers by the gate, keeping one red rose each Sunday for the love who might be late. Then that morning, through the snowfall, came a train she'd never seen, and a man stepped down in silence with a worn-out violin case green. Silver lined his hair like frostlight, but his eyes were still the same. When he drew the bow across the strings, he softly played her name. The violin on platform 9 now sings beneath the sky, for the song they left unfinished never truly said goodbye. The violin on platform 9 brought the lost years back in tune. And as Clara dropped her roses, they were dancing by the moon. When the last train left Vienna, 2 shadows crossed the light, and the station kept their secret in the hush of snowy night. Raindrops falling on the street, silver rhythms in the night. You and I beneath one sky, turning shadows into light. City lamps in amber glow reflect softly in your eyes. Every step we take in time feels like music drifting by. Dancing through the rain with you, slowly where the heartbeats sway. Every drop becomes a song, washing all the world away. Dancing through the rain so close, wrapped inside a sweet embrace. In the rhythm of your smile, I have found my quiet place. Morning comes with velvet clouds, coffee warming gentle hands. Still I hear the midnight tune like an echo where love stands. No thunder can disturb this glow, no storm can pull our hearts apart. In every whisper of the breeze, you are the rhythm in my heart. Dancing through the rain with you, under skies of misty blue. Every moment softly shines like the first time I knew you. Dancing through the rain tonight, till the stars begin to fade. In your arms I found a dream that the dawn will never take. train left at midnight. Rain was falling on the rails. You stood waiting by the platform with your coat against the gale. In your hand a worn-out letter, edges torn and stained with blue, and the station lights were trembling like the words I never knew.
We had met in late September at a cafe near the square. You were humming to the jukebox, autumn tangled in your hair. Every evening after closing, we would walk the riverside, counting boats beneath the bridges, keeping all our dreams inside.
On the last train to Lisbon, you were leaving with the dawn, carrying all our unfinished songs to a place where I was gone. On the last train to Lisbon, I could only watch you go as the wheels erase the silence in the rain. I loved you so. You had said your mother needed someone by her bedside chair in a town beside the ocean, where the salt lives in the air. I said I would come and find you when the winter turned to spring, but the truth was fear had chained me to the life I could not leave.
Months went by like distant echoes,
postcards faded into dust.
every line you wrote grew shorter,
till there was no more of us.
Then one night I found your letter hidden in my old coat seam. If you ever take that journey, meet me where the lanterns gleam.
And your shadow in my veins. On the last train to Lisbon, past the towns we used to know. If your heart still keeps the doorway, I'll be there before first glow.
And when morning touched the harbor,
there you stood beneath the light,
like a dream the years had hidden,
in the arms of fading night.
The last train reached Lisbon softly,
and this time I did not let go. She arrived in early summer with a suitcase worn and brown at a harbor lined with sailboats in a quiet coastal town. In her hand a faded postcard with a name she used to know, from a man who wrote, "Come find me where the southern ocean blows." 10 years passed since they had parted on a cold November day, when he left to chase the oceans and she chose a safer way. Now the ink had turned to silver, but his words still felt brand new. I still keep the cafe table where I dreamed my life with you. By the sea she held the postcard as the tide pulled at the sand. Every wave became a memory of the touch of his old hand. By the sea she heard his laughter in the gulls above the blue, and the wind kept softly asking, did he wait this long for you? Beside the lighthouse, there she saw his fishing boat, painted white but worn by weather, still the same name on its coat. Then she found him by the dockside with more silver in his hair, but his eyes were still the harbor where she'd left her heart somewhere. Neither spoke of lost tomorrows, neither named the years gone by. He just took her trembling suitcase and she smiled instead of cried. In the silence of that evening, as the lanterns lit the shore, every road they'd walked without love led them back to this once more. By the sea they burned the postcard as the stars began to rise, for no letter now was needed in the truth within their eyes. By the sea beneath the moonlight, two old hearts became made new, and the tide that once had lost them brought them home where love stayed true. When the morning kissed the harbor, two footprints marked the shore, and the sea kept one last secret. They would part no more. Every golden turn they make brings your name back with the rain.
Coffee cups beside the window, steam that fades like yesterday. In the glass I see your shadow drifting slowly far away.
Autumn leaves remember you in their quiet amber flight. Every whisper through the branches carries echoes of the night.
Autumn leaves remember you, though the seasons drift apart. Every color in the evening paints your memory in my heart.
Old cafe songs keep playing low, saxophone in velvet air. Every note becomes a doorway to the love we used to share.
If the wind should turn tomorrow,
if the sky should clear above, still these falling leaves will hold all the traces of our love. Remember you as they gather near my door. Every step along this pavement feels your footsteps once more.
Autumn leaves remember you, though the night grows cold and blue. In the silence of October, my heart still belongs to you.
Moonlight on your shoulder glows, silver in the midnight air. Every step beside the sea feels like love is waiting there. Quiet waves and distant lights paint your shadow soft and slow. In the silence of your smile, there's 1,000 dreams I know. Moonlight on your shoulder stays like a secret meant to be, gentle as the evening tide, bringing your heart close to me. Moonlight on your shoulder shines soft beneath the starry blue. Every whisper in the dark sounds like I belong with you. Coffee cups and window rain, morning finds us hand in hand. In your eyes I find a place more beautiful than distant lands. No need for words to fill the the night. No need for promises above. In the rhythm of your breath, I can hear the shape of love. Moonlight on your shoulder stays warm as summer's tender flame. Every moment wrapped in you will never fade, will stay the same. Moonlight on your shoulder glows, soft as dreams that drift so true. Every beat inside my heart keeps returning back to you. Morning light upon your hair, soft as waves that kiss the shore. In your smile I find a dream I have never known before. Coffee steam and summer rain dancing slowly through the air. Every glance you leave with me feels like music everywhere. Whispered in your eyes I see all the words you never say, like a secret melody floating gently through the day. Whispered in your eyes, so near, tender as the evening skies. Love is softly living here, hidden in your quiet eyes. Golden shadows fade to blue as the sunset meets the sea. In the silence of your touch, you become my harmony. No need for promises tonight, no need for stars to shine above. In the rhythm of your breath, I can hear the sound of love. Whispered in your eyes I see all the dreams we hold inside, like a gentle bossa breeze carrying us with the tide. Whispered in your eyes, so true. Midnight settles on the glass. Candles tremble in the blue. Every shadow in this room turns to poetry with you.
Slow reflections on the wine, quiet footsteps near the flame.
In the silence of your touch, nothing feels the same again. Midnight between us stays like a secret soft and true. Every breath becomes a wave, pulling me deeper into you.
Midnight between us glows, warm beneath the fading light. Two hearts speaking without words in the silence of the night. City lights beyond the rain, blurred like memories on the sea.
Still your eyes keep holding me where I never thought I'd be.
If the morning steals the stars,
if the dawn should call your name, let this hour remain untouched, burning gently like a flame.
Midnight between us stays in the echoes of goodbye. Every kiss becomes a song, lingering long after night.
Midnight between us lay, in the rhythm of your heart, our forgotten dream remains. worn and brown, at a harbor lined with sailboats, in a quiet coastal town. In her hand a faded postcard with a name she used to know, from a man who wrote, "Come find me where the Southern Ocean blows." 10 years passed since they had parted on a cold November day, when he left to chase the oceans and she chose a safer way. Now the ink had turned to silver, but his words still felt brand new. I still keep the cafe table where I dreamed my life with you. By the sea she held a postcard as the tide pulled at the sand. Every wave became a memory of the touch of his old hand. By the sea she heard his laughter in the gulls above the blue, and the wind kept softly asking, did he wait this long for you? Beside the lighthouse, there she saw his fishing boat, painted white but worn by weather, still the same name on its coat. Then she found him by the dockside with more silver in his hair, but his eyes were still the harbor where she'd left her heart somewhere. Neither spoke of lost tomorrows, neither named the years gone by. He just took her trembling suitcase, and she smiled instead of cried. In the silence of that evening, as the lanterns lit the shore, every road they'd walked without love led them back to this once more. The stars began to rise, for no letter now was needed in the truth within their eyes. By the sea, beneath the moonlight, two old hearts became made new, and the tide that once had lost them brought them home where love stayed true. When the morning kissed the harbor, two footprints marked the shore, and the sea kept one last secret: they would part no more. brings your name back with the rain.
Coffee cups beside the window, steam that fades like yesterday. In the glass I see your shadow drifting slowly far away.
Autumn leaves remember you in their quiet amber flight. Every whisper through the branches carries echoes of the night. Autumn leaves remember you, though the seasons drift apart. Every color in the evening paints your memory in my heart. Old cafe songs keep playing low, Saxophone in velvet air. Every note becomes a doorway to the love we used to share. If the wind should turn tomorrow, if the sky